with Excel, how actually we can automate the process. So the next thing we are covering in this week is email automation. So we don't want to do manual work here. We want to have automated work with Microsoft Excel. So whether that is allowed or that is possible or not, that is our agenda. To cover this email automation, we are going to cover a function that is hyperlink. Hyperlink function take two arguments. That is, first argument is link location. You can see here link location, and the second argument is the friendly name that you're providing to that link. So there is something like you're clicking on send email, and if you click on that, Outlook is opened there. So this is Outlook is the link, and the friendly name is the send email. We will do this by hands-on also. That time you'll get more clarity about that. So this is basically shortcut to the specified location. It connects with Excel mailbox using hyperlink. So basically what we are doing, we are connecting mailbox to a particular content. So that content is hyperlinked to mailbox. And with this email automation, what we can do, we can add multiple rows with this linking. We can do the mail customization. So mail customization case, you can understand that what we are doing, we have a list of email IDs with us. So if that you need to mail to all those people, what you can do, you can select in those all emails and put in the same address. But if you want to customize this mail for, like, you have two users, dear Albert, I'll go with one example here. So I have this Alexa Siri, and now what I want to do, I want to mail Alexa. So this is my two address. I can write here. I'll just write here. In this, what I have this is my email address. This I need to put into two. Okay. And this I need to write as dear. After that, it should, like, for mail for Alexa, this content should be dear Alexa. And mail for Siri, this should be dear Siri. And this may be any other thing or something there. That customization is also possible with this email automation process, and this is, believe you me, this is very amazing flexibility, or we can say the functionality of the Microsoft Excel, where we can actually automate the process of email. For example, you need to email 200 or more than 100 people, and for all those 100 email, you want a different content, but that content can be customized with the help of Microsoft Excel. So next few minutes, we are going to cover that only, email automation. We will understand this by step process so that everyone should be able to grab the hyperlink option. So hyperlink, how we are doing that? We are basically adding two arguments, or we are passing two arguments to this hyperlink function. The first argument is the link location. The second argument is the friendly name, and that is basically shortcut to the specified location. Connecting with Excel mailbox using hyperlink, multiple rows can be linked, and mail customization. So in the email automation, just see this example. I have this example here. So you can see here, just understand this. In my two, I have this address, cyan@gmail.com. Okay. In CC, this is admin@gmail.com. BCC, we are not putting anyone for now. And the subject is reminder for pending payment. That is okay. Dear Cyan, this person, your pending amount is 200. Please deposit it before this date. Thank you. That's it. And in another email, what I have another email ID. CC is same, and the subject is also same. Reminder for pending payment. And here this is dear Albert, your pending amount is again 100. Please deposit it before 1/1/2021. Thank you. So what is changeable now? Here the address for 2 is changeable, and then this name is changeable, the person's name is changeable, and this amount is also changeable. Rest everything is same. So this is my email customization example. What we are doing here, we are keeping the content same irrespective of the name of the person and the pending amount of the person. What we are keeping the same, we are keeping the same as CC email. You can see this admin@gmail.com is same. We are keeping this reminder for pending payment as same. We are keeping this please deposit it before 1/1/2021 same. Thank you. Rest, this we are keeping same. So this email automation we want. So let's go to this Microsoft Excel and understand this, how we can do that. So I'm into my this orders book only. So I'll go to sheet 1. In the sheet 1, I have this content already with me. So this Sheet will also provide it to you people. No worries about that. In the orders, we have columns. Now you just understand what columns we have. We have this customer name with us. Okay. This is the name of customer. Customer's name is Albert, Sian, Zen, Maria, Robert, Ben. Okay. And the emails are differently. Emails are provided here. And then amount is 100 for Albert. For Sian, it is 200. For Zen, it is 300. For Maria, it is 400. And for Robert, it is 500. And Ben, it's 600. And this is my body for text. This we will understand how it has been written. It is basically a formula. You can see here, we will understand this formula. And then we have the send reminder, send reminder, send reminder. For this, you can see this is stepwise formation of the hyperlink. So this is our step 1. I'll write it as step 2. This is my step 2. So I'll write here again. This is my maybe step 3. And this is my step 4. So in these all 4 steps, basically what we are doing, what we want, I'll just click on this send email. So you can see that you can understand what is our output. So you can see that for Albert, what I have, this is my to address, CC, and this is subject, reminder for pending payment. Dear Albert, your pending amount is 100. Please deposit it before 1/1/2021. Okay. So if I click on the second data set, in that way, what you can see, this is Dear Sian, your pending amount is 200. Please deposit it before 1/1/21. Okay, so if I click on the third one, in the case of third customer, or you can say the third client, this is Zen. Dear Zen, your pending amount is 300. Please deposit it before 1/1/21. So for everyone, it is changing. What I will be doing here, so in this case, I just have how many records? I have only 6 records. These records can be 600 also. And what you need to do, you just need to make formula in one particular cell, and then after that you can copy that. So I'll show you. I'll just delete that, and the same formula I can copy in multiple cells as well. I'll click on that. So this is my 6th one. You can see here this, Dear Ben, your pending amount is 600. Please deposit it before 1/1/21. And the to email address is Ben, and the CC address is admin@gmail.com. So now we need to understand the agenda of this workbook is to understand how this is working, how we can have the different or customized email with us. This we will understand here. Before that, you just see the database here. What we have in the subject, this is our D1. In D1, what we have written, subject, and this E1 is showing the subject. That subject is reminder for pending payment, and this E2 is showing the CC email address. Okay, that is fine. Customer name is given, email is given, this amount is also provided. What we need to do, we need to learn the formulas here written in the body text, and this send reminder. This is our step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Then we will be able to understand the process of email automation. Let's do that. Now, I'll come to this body text later on. So first I do this step 1. In the send email, if I click on this, so this is basically, this is our final output. What we are seeing here, this is our final output. I'll show you the first output as well. So in the first output, what we are able to do in the first output, we are just making this to email address. We are just putting it into 2, that is albert@gmail.com. Then in the second step, what we are able to do, we are able to add CC as well. This is the work of the second cell here. In this third step, what we are able to do, we are able to put as the subject as well. The subject is written here. And in the step 4, what we are able to do, in the step 4, we are having the body content as well. So in the step 1, we are adding to address. Then in step 2, we are adding CC's address. In the step 3, we are adding the subject of the mail. And in the fourth step, we are adding the body part, body text. And in this column, we are actually finalizing the content of the body. Now let's come to this first one. Here what we have used, let me come to the formulas part now. I'll do show formulas. So you can see the formulas here. We will not go anywhere else. We'll come to the step 1 only. So what we have in the step 1. So this is my formula here written in the step 1. I'll just expand this so that you can see it carefully, and let me wrap the content as well. So you can see here what formula we are using. We are using here hyperlink, and we have two arguments to pass here. This is link location and this is the friendly name. So first you come to the what is friendly name. Friendly name is the send email. The send email is the second argument, and that is why that is friendly name. If I come to, let me come to this again, and I'll do this formula and disable the show formulas. So you can see here the friendly name is written as send email, and when I see this cell, I am able to see only send email because this is the name provided for that hyperlink, and all these values you can see here send email. Here what we have used, you can quickly see on above, we have hyperlink function, and this hyperlink function has been provided by a friendly name, that is send email. So the send email, what we are able to do, we can see it and clearly have the values over there. Let's come to the function again. I'll again do formulas and show formulas. So let's see the formula here. So in the hyperlink, the second argument we already understood. Now come to the first part. So first argument is for the link location. And what we are providing in the link location, in that link location, we are writing here mail to. Mail to is a keyword, and there with this end and quotes, we are passing that D5 field. What we have in the D5? So let's see that in the D5, I have this email ID. So with this formula, now you can see here hyperlink, and this mail to is D5, and the friendly name is send email. We are able to actually open the Outlook here. So I'll click on that. What we have provided here, we just provided a formula bars column, the keyword as mail to, and with this mail to, we are able to open the Outlook, Microsoft Outlook. So let me click on that, send email. This is my send email, and in this send email, we have this email address albert@gmail.com. So let me change this address now. I'll write something as albert1@gmail.com. This is my new email address. Let me do the formatting here. I don't want to see this kind of formatting here, so you'll able to see the email address. So this is albert1@gmail.com. Now let me click at send email. So I'm clicking on send email again. So you can see that the email ID has been changed. Formula has been provided. So this formula is picking the value of D5. In that D5, what we have written, we have given this albert1@gmail.com. And the same formula you can copy your for rest of the cells as well, whether it is the rest of the 5 cell or whether it is the rest of 100 plus cell or maybe more one. So same data can be provided. So this is our first step where we are able to add the two address in the Outlook, and we are doing it with the email automation. Now let's add, I can write it here as well. So this is for adding two, and this is adding for CC. This is for subject of the mail, and the step 4 is the body text. You can see here. Now let's come to the step 2. I can show you the sixth one also. In the sixth, you will get the sixth user's name, that is ben@gmail.com. If you change the email address, so same email IDs you can forward here. And the main thing you need to understand here, what we are passing here, how we are connecting this with the Outlook. We are connecting this with Outlook with the mail to bar. And now let's come to the second part. In second part, what we are doing now, let me come to the second part now. In the second step, we want to add CC now to this email Outlook. So I have same. Now in the same manner, you come to the second argument. In the second argument is what has been provided. It is the friendly name. Okay. Now come to the link part, that is link location here. In this link, the content is same till this part. So we have been added the D5. D5 is the email ID. Now for adding the CC, what we are doing here, so basically now you can see here you have CC as well, you have the subject as well with you. So what you can do here, so we can understand the step 2 and step 3 together now. So here what we are adding, leaving this part, you have added here question mark. In that question mark, after this question mark, you are providing subject. Subject is again a keyword, and you are passing this value. Subject is written in which value? It is written in E1. E1 you are passing, but when you are copying the formula to another cell, at that time what will happen? The relative reference will come. So we will not take that kind of references. So we will fix the values. That is why we have used F4 and we have come up with this ampersand and this $1 for the fixing up the values for E1. So E1 will be used for all those contents here because the subject is same for all those emails. In fact, you can change that subject as well. So if you need to change it, you can have a separate column here. You can change that content as well. You can change it for everyone there only. So that is also allowed. For this example, what we are doing, we are keeping the same subject over here, and that is why we are fixing the content of E1 for the formula. And after that, we have the CC. CC, for adding the CC, we again added this ampersand, and with this ampersand, this and I can say we have the CC, and this time we have again a fixed value, that is admin@gmail.com, and that is provided or that is given in the E2, and in that E2 you can see the value for admin@gmail.com, and again we are fixing those values over there, and the friendly name is send email. So with this function, what we are doing, we are providing the step in 2 and 3. We are providing subject as well. We are providing the CC part for the mail, and then here we are fixing the values. That is why we have been using the F4 key to fix the reference over there. Now what will happen here? Let me directly come to the step 3. So once you click on the step 3, now with the 2, you also have the CC address, you also have the subject here. Now the CC and the subject has been fixed. That is why we have used the fixed location or fixed reference. But if you want to make the changes over there, you can add again one more column there and you can add those values there. So like let's try that also. I am adding here one value, and what I am doing here, so let me add this for maybe the subject. This is for my subject. So I can write here maybe reminder for pending payment 1. I can write here again, let me write here reminding payment for payment 2. You can write the IDs of the payment as well. Let me wrap this text so that you can see here, and then maybe I can add it for other 6 values as well. So this is for reminder. So this can be my subject here. So in that case, instead of passing this value E1, I can pass the value H5 as well. In that case, I will pass H6, H7, H8, H9 and H10. So in that way, my subject will be changed for each email, as we have changed for 2, as we have changed for amount pending, or maybe as we have changed for the customer name. So that we can do with this adding the subject here rather than using any fixed value. This is our third step. Now in the fourth step, what is the value here? We have the value here again. In that we have two address. We have CC, we have the subject here. We have the customer's name, that is Albert, and the pending amount. This is basically, if we talk about that, we have the body text here. So how we are adding the body now? In the same formula we have this time. Now one more thing we need to see in the step 3, what exactly we are doing. In the step 2 we have, let me write here, we have added the subject as well here. So I'll copy this here, CC and subject we are doing, subject we are putting here. In the third step we are adding one more condition here. So in that condition, what we are doing, we are just assigning one condition here, that is E5 is equal to 0. In that case, this is basically if what we take, it takes argument as logical test. This is our condition is E5 is equal to 0. If it is true, then it is blank. If it is false, then it is doing the hyperlink. So what we have in the E5, so let me see that also. In the E5 we have this amount pending. So now let me just minimize this so that you are able to see here. Now this is my step 3, the condition 1. This is my condition 1. Let me highlight this. We are talking about this condition here. So how it is happening? So it is writing if it is 0. So let me come to the formula again. If E5 is 0, in that case it should be blank. Otherwise it should have the hyperlink. Let me do it 0. In that way you can see that this is disappeared, so I don't have any link now. If I make this also 0, again same thing happen, 0 again, 0 again. So this is valid for all the values here. Let me put it again 100. So this time I can see this link now, 200, 300, 400. So what is happening with this condition? So if I am not having any amount pending, in that case there is no email. If I have the amount pending, in that case I can make the email. So this is the advantage of using this if function here, I can say. And what we are passing their value, we are basically testing that if the amount pending is 0, in that case what we will put blank, no email in such case. If we are having pending amount, in that case what we will do, we will hyperlink the amount, and in that case we are opening the Outlook there, we are doing mail, we are having the subject, we are having the CC, and then we are shooting the email with send email. This we are doing here. Now let's try again. In that, what we have now, send email. So let's understand this we have done here. So this here, in the case if the amount is 0, this window will not open because we don't have any link there. Now how we can have the body text? Now we have the to address here, we have the CC address there, we have the subject here, and then we have the condition. Before moving to body text, just revise that how with this code, with what code we are having the to. We have just added a hyperlink function. In that hyperlink function, the first argument we have provided a mail to keyword for the link, and we are passing the d5 value where we are keeping the fixed value for the, where we are moving, we are having multiple values for this albeit one. In case of another function, the value will be d6. You can see here d6 is given here. Similarly for other d7, d8, d9 and d10. Now in the second step, we have provided the CC. In that CC, we have mail to as well subject as well CC. And we are having this multiple keywords here, mail to, subject and CC with the question mark in between. And we are passing the values here with quotes and the ampersand. And what we are passing here, we are keeping subject and CC as the fixed value. That is why we have used the reference address with the F4 key, and we have fixed the reference over there so that when we are copying the formulas, that formula will not get changed, these values not get changed every time we pass the subject and the CC. And we have understood that in case we want to make changes in the subject and CC as well, we can customize that also we can provide the range over there. This is actually our wish, how we want to implement this email automation, where we want to have the changes over there. So this is now come to the body text, how we are adding the body text. Now in this here we have the complete thing with us, where we have the to address, where we have the CC address, we have the subject with us, and we have the content also. How we can add the content? Content is given in this body text. This formula we will also understand this. Here what we have, the same condition, if E5 is equal to 0, then it should be blank. If it is having the values over there, it is not 0, in that case hyperlink function should work. And in that hyperlink function, we have the mail to keyword. We are passing this d5, so for the next values it will change to d6, d7, d8, d9, d10. In the subject we have the values here. In the CC we are having the values. Now after the CC we are again adding the body. In that body, we are adding it with the F5. F5 is this body text, and this is the friendly name give. So how we have provided the values? We have used keywords mail to, we have used keyword subject, we have used keyword CC, we have used keyword body, and the friendly name we have provided. So with this friendly name, we can see the send email, and all those value we can add that. Now you can see this for the mail to, we have a list of values. For the subject we have the fixed value, for the CC again we have the fixed value, and the for body we have the different values, a range of values we have given. We have not fixed this value. So after F5, F6 will come, F7 will come, F8 will come, F9 will come, F10 will come, and then we have the send email with us. So this way we have added this time body text as well. For now we are left with how this body text has been performed. We have added with this Outlook, this email automation, we have how we can add the mail to, how we can add the subject, how we can add the CC, and then how we can add the condition here in the step 3. We have learnt about how we can have the body text is given here. and this body text is shown here also. Body F5 send email, and then we can see that. Now let's come to the body text. How we have formed this body text? Here it is, this function, this hyperlink function is actually only picking up the value from body text. But how this body text has been performed? Now see here, let me click on the send email and we can understand this, how this body part is working. I'll just close that and I'll come to the send email again. Now here you can see the output here. This is my output. In that output, now this is Dear Albert. Then you have some spaces here. You have enter here, and then you have pending amount as 100. Then again you have enter. Then you have the next line. Again you have enter and this thank you. Now let me come to this body text so we can compare these two here, or I can keep my this window here. Now you can understand this. So now you see here in the body text what we have provided. Dear Albert is same. Okay. This for a while we can leave this, and then you have your pending amount as 100. Okay. And then you can see here again there is something here, percentage OA. Okay, and then please deposit it before this date. Again you have this percentage OA and this percentage OA. So this percentage OA is basically used for the space or for the next line. That is why you are having this kind of output. Now how we are getting this Albert and 100 here? So let me jump to the formula now. This is the formula here. To have a good view there, let me go to the formulas and then show formulas. In that show formulas, this is my formula here. Now please understand this. Again we have this condition. If E5 is equal to not equal to 0. If E5 is not equal to 0, only in that case it will work. In that case what we have? This dear, and then we are picking up the value of C5. What we have in the C5? So let's understand what we have in the E5 first. E5 is the basically the value here. Value is given here, value is provided here, E5 is written here, and then in E5 we are checking. So if I'm putting it 0, and let me come to the formulas here, in that case what will happen? I don't have any body text as well. If I write 100, then I have the value here. So how it is happening? Again it is associated with the condition. So even the body text is also associated with the condition. And here this, if I make it 0, again what is, in which cells I don't have the value? I don't have the value for body text. I don't have the value for the step 3. I don't have the value for the step 4. So these all fields are condition based. Let me mark it 100 again. So this is 100. In that 100 we have now the value here. If E5 is not equal to 0, in that case what we are putting here value? Dear. And then we have something in the C5. What we have in the C5? Now let's see that. In the C5, we have this name, customer name. So that is why this Albert, this Sian, this Zen, this Maria, this Robert, and this Ben is coming. So how it is coming from? This is picking up the value from the C5. And we have the quotes with us. We have this ampersand with us. And then we are having this is for the next line. This is for the spaces. This percentage O and A. There we are taking 2 spaces you can consider here, 2 lines you can consider here. And then we are having your pending amount is. Again we have some value for E5. What is E5? E5 is this amount pending. So what we are changing here? We are changing here C5 and E5. C5 is the name of the customer, or you can say the name of the client, and E5 is the pending amount that we want to display here. And again we have some spaces. With this time we are taking only single space. So this is percentage OA. Please deposit it before. This is the date here. In fact, we can change that date as well. And again, we have some spaces here, and then thank you. And in the second argument, we are passing null. So if this value is not 0, if this value is 0, in that case, what we will do? We will show nothing here. We will show the blank values here. So this is the condition of if. The logical condition is, the logical test is E5 is not equal to 0. So if it is true, we are using this body text. Otherwise, we are having blank. So we will not have any body in that case. So what we are using here, we have the different values, what range we are passing. We are passing range for C5. We are passing range for E5. So that values we are passing here. And the rest of the content is same. Now we have this date as well. We can change that date as well now. So let me make some changes here. I'll just copy this here. So this is the way how we can assign the values here. So I'll write after this. So instead of date, right now I'm providing this customer name, or maybe I can add one more column here. So now this is, you can say that your pending amount is before Albert it is showing. So let me change the date here. So let me mark the date as 1st March 2022. I'm adding here date in a new column, that is B. I can make it as, so this is changeable for everyone now. For Albert, it is 1st March. For Shan, it is 2nd March. For Zen, it is 3rd March. For Maria, it is 4th March. For Robert, it is 5th March. For Ben, it is 6th March. Now, let me make the changes here. Instead of C5, let me pass this B5 value there. This is the value here. So this is now, this date has been come up in a format, and that change, the dates change, we need to make the changes over there. So let me, for now we can change that with the formula as well. So let me write in a string format. String format, it is picking up 2022. So now you can see here, now this is not date in the form of the string, we can have the values there. So if I do like this, and I'll copy this content here, so I can actually change the values here. So now you can see here, if I just directly click on the email option, in that email you can see, dear Albert, your pending amount is 100, please deposit it before 1st March 2022. So we have changed this date variable as well. So what we are changing in this body content, we are changing the value for the name of the client, we are changing the value for the pending amount, that is E5, and we are changing it for the date as well, that is please deposit it before B5. So if you want to make any other correction, let me make this B small, your pending amount, maybe A small, S small. So all those changes I am doing here, let me implement for all those formulas here. And now if I click on that, so same changes you can see in that body text as well. So now you can see here, amount is A small, my before this B is small, and maybe with regards you want to change something. So let me write here more things here. This after thank you, I'm adding again this spaces thing. I'm adding the spaces here, and then I'm writing here with regards. So let me see this time. Let me again change the formulas here. Formulas has been changed. Click on send email. Now this time we need to check this with regards is also available, and my spelling for with regards is wrong, so let me change that also. So all those corrections you can change, you don't need to do the correct format and all things. So in the formula you can do that, and after that with single click you can actually automate the process. Now you don't need to write all those mails, you just need to click over here and all the mails will be shooted up to different user. In this way we can automate the process here. For the email thing, email automation has been done here. So let me add some more things here. After with regards, maybe I want to add one more user here. So let me write here admin 1. This is maybe recipient, or this may be sender's signature. This we want to add. So let me make it admin 2. And similarly, I want to add it for admin 6 as well. Here in the formula, after with regards, so what I'll do, I'll again have a space here. Again I'm copying this is my percentage OA, and after that what I am changing the values here, I'll be having another content here. This again I'm copying here, but I'll change the values here. Instead of C5 I'll be putting here A5. This is my value here. So this has been changed here. Now let me see the changes in the mails. Now I'll go back to the step 4. Now you can see in the with regards we have added something more. So we have this admin 1, we have the space here. So if you want to do all those changes you can do that. So here just after editing this body text you can do all that customization thing. So in the first row only of the table you just need to do all those changes over there, and your email thing is done. Your email has been prepared automatically. Yes, just you need to do automatically. So now just think of the case, you have the 100 emails, every mail you are writing by mail, and if you want to do some attachments that you can do, everything you can do there. And in that case you are manually doing everything. Now with this email automation process, you have made the formulas and the email preparation thing has been done by those formulas. It has been done by, it is adding, it is changing the values. If you want to keep some values as a fixed value, you can do that as well. If you want to keep something as a range value, that also you can do over there, and all those values can be provided here. So let's quickly revise everything what we have done. We have a data set. In that data set we have the customer name, we have the email, we have the amount pending, and then what we need to, this data has been provided to us, and we have some email address 242, and maybe the subject is fixed, maybe the CC email address is fixed, and we are asked to make a email automation process. And in that email automation process, what we are doing, we are first writing the first content, and in that we are using hyperlink function. In that hyperlink function, we are adding a keyword that is a mail to. With that mail to, what we are doing, we are linking a mail to a to address with the D5 cell, and we are providing a range here. In the second argument, we are providing a friendly name. Let me change this as well here. Let me write here click me. So I want to see that click me here. This is my click me, and if I click on that, so you can see click me here. So this is the friendly name. This time you can see this click me. If you want to change it, you can do that as well. So in this case, this is click me. So here with this, we learned how we can provide the to address. In the second step, we learned how we can add the CC in the subject. In the CC, what we have added and CC, and we have passed a fixed value of the E2 cell. We don't want to get it changed over there on. This is the send email is again the friendly name over there. And in the subject has been provided with a question mark. In the subject, we have a fixed value. Again, this time, again, we have this even value reminder for the pending payment. And we have learned that we can change that as well. So let me do it here. So this time we want to add this thing here, this range we want to pass. So instead of this fixed value, what I will be doing here, instead of this even value, I will be changing it to G5. This is my G5 value, and write it here. So if I click on the send email, you can see the output here, reminder for pending payment 1. So let me quickly copy this formula to other cells as well. So let me click here, send email. So this time I'll be having reminder for pending payment 6. So we have learned how we can change the values there, how we can use the fixed value, how we can use the range of the values. So this is again up to our condition, what value or what range we want to pass here. Now if I come to the step 3, in the step 3 we have added a condition. In that condition, what we have added the condition, if the amount pending, this E5 value is 0, in that case there should be no hyperlink, so that is why this blank will come. So if this we have used if here, if logical test, if e equals to 5 is equal to true, then we have the blank content. If we have the value for what we have, if we have the value for, we have value, in that case we are using the hyperlink. We are providing a mail to there. In that mail to, we have this D5 value that will be changed here. D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, 9, 10 will come. In the subject, we have again the fixed value that is even. You can change that as we did in a few seconds before. In the CC, again we have a fixed value. You can change that as well. You can have a list for that CC as well. And then we have the friendly name here. We just added a condition here. So if we don't have any pending amount, in that case we will not drop the email. If we have the pending amount, in that case we will drop the email. Now let's come to the fourth step. That fourth step we have, in that we are adding the body. What we are doing, we are again adding it with the end, and we are passing the value for the F field. F5 we are adding, this is a range, so this is not a fixed value. So next time in the next cell, and when it is copying the formula, we are getting value for F6, F7, F8. You just notice this. And then we have F9 here, F10 here. Similarly, you can check for other formulas here. Here we have D5, next we have D6, D7, D8, D9, D10. So if I go to this step 2, where we are having the values here, you can see here G5. Here we are actually changing the subject here. G6 we have, G7 here, G8, G9 and G10. And if you see the CC address and the subject address we have changed here. CC address is E2. Next time also it is E2, 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 because we have fixed the value with the F4 key, and otherwise we are using the ranges here. And here we have just provided the condition here. If you see the condition here, this time this is E5 equals to 0. Next time it is E6 for the next row, E7, E8, E9 and E10. And when we are adding the body content is also changeable. We can make it static as well. If you don't want to have a customized body content, you can make that a static content as well. So again, it is up to your condition. Here we have the value for body content is F5, F6, F7, F8, F9, F10. So this you can see here. So by this, we are able to add a 2, we are able to add CC, we are able to add subject, we are able to add condition, and then we are able to add the body content in the Outlook. After that, let's learn about how we have done this body text. In this body text, again we have used one condition. That condition is E5 not equals to 0. If this condition is true, we will have the content for the body text. Otherwise, it will be blanks with the working of the if function. And in that, what value, in the true case of the value, what we are passing, dear C5 is the name of the person. You can keep it simple as well. You can write dear client as well. You want to customize that you can do as well. And in that customization, after this customization, you can provide a space here. Again, providing space or not space, it's your call. If you don't want to give, you want to write it like that, you can do that as well. So let me delete this ampersand and let's see how this email is working in that case. So I'll come to this formula part. I will be deleting this %O. So this I have deleted here, and let me delete it again for this content as well. This I'm deleting here. I'm deleting this for after thank you as well. I'm deleting it with after with regards as well. This I have deleted here. So let's see now, and let me click on the email. Now let's see the body part, how this %O is working. So you can see here, dear Albert, your pending amount is 100. Please deposit it before 1st March 2022. Thank you with regards admin1. Everything is in one line. So that is why we have used this %O. So I'll come to my function again. I'll copy it again. So with this %O, we are having a good output with us. We can have it in the next line. So that customization you can do with this %OA. And with this %OA, what values we are changing here in this body text? We are changing value for C5. We are changing value for E5 as well. And then we are changing value for B5 as well. Here what we have added the client's name in the C5, maybe dear Albert, dear Sian, dear Ben, dear Zin. And then we have the amount pending that we are picking from this E5 cell. Here after that, we are depositing it before date. We are also changing here. You can use any string function as well. There you can use date function as well to have it in the correct format. And then you are providing a name for the sender as well with the A5. So we are using a range of C5. We are using a range of E5. We are using a range of B5 and A5. So 4 ranges we are using here. And in this way, this content is prepared, this body text is prepared. If you see here, now this time, I'll come to the formula here. E6, this is for checking for the amount pending. Then C6 is the value for the client name. B6, before that I need to come to E6 is again this amount, that is 200 in that case. And then this deposit date has been picked from the cell B6. After that, we have the value for the sender's name. That value has been picked up from A6. And if I come to the third row of this table, we are checking the value for E7. After that, we are writing the name as dear C7. And then similarly, we are picking up the amount, the date, and the sender's name. So you can add multiple things here. You want to keep that content as the fixed content. You can do that. You want to change it according to your condition from picking it from values from the formula or from the data set, you can do that as well with this email automation process. And this hyperlink function will be able or will be responsible to pick up the correct values according to how you have formalized the formula over there and how you have done the things over there. Subject is there, send reminder is there, and send reminder is there, emails are there, and you can change all those friendly name as well. You want to add some more things here, you can do that as well. After that, once your things are done, I can have multiple customers here, and the dates and everything, the name, the data, the content, I can customize it. And the same formula for body text, the formula for this putting up the email, that can be changed by only copying up the things. Just we need to make sure if we want to fix the values there, like we have fixed for the subject and the CC. In that case, we need to use the fixed reference by F4. By pressing the F4, we need to be sure about how we are using absolute references or we are using the relative references. And in case of the providing the range, then provide the complete range, and you to see the formulas over there. So by default, it fix the formula. If we are passing this value one time, like I am passing here E5, so next time it will understood like it will be the value is E6, E7, E8, E9 and E10. So how Excel is taking for the references. So you need to make sure about the references you are providing. Then in the body text, we should be aware about how much indentation we want to provide. We want to provide indentation of a one line, two line, or we want to go beyond that, or we don't want to provide any indentation. That we can do by using this percentage OA. And subject and everything, in fact, you can change it later as well. So we maybe in my company, I have a fixed date, like after 15th March I will be sending these emails, and before that I can formalize the content. I can put a standard here, and next time I can change that standard as well. That is also allowed with us, and that condition you can change, and you can change those contents as well. Maybe you can show this data set to your manager, and your manager will approve some more things there. So you can just come up with this is the output of my email, and your manager can recommend you some things, and those changes are easily customizable here in one formula. And rest of the cells you can just directly copy paste by dragging and dropping it. And once your things are done, once your emails are finalized, and that day you can just click on that with this email automation process, and you can shoot the email. In fact, you can see here, if I hover on this formula, what you can see here, this mail to, you can see mail to subject is written here, and the CC email body is there. Everything is given here, all the values. And now in the last, you can see click and hold to select the cell. So this is the, in this way we can use the hyperlink function. And hyperlink function, it is taking only two arguments. One is the link and how we are linking. For linking, we are using three keywords, that is mail to, that is subject and the CC. And to provide the body text, we are using the keyword body. Whenever you are writing this formula, you need to be very sure about how you are providing it. Like this quotes are mandatory, this %, is mandatory. Otherwise, you will be getting the syntax error, and this will be not be executed. This is all about email automation. So with this email automation, we can actually customize our process of email automation. What we can do, we can use this hyperlink function. We can connect this Excel mailbox using hyperlink, and we can do it for the multiple rows, and we can actually form the mail customization.